Hi Cancer, welcome to your daily tarot reading. Thank you for joining me in this reading where I'm going to be using the Light Seers deck and the Lover's Oracle deck towards the end of the reading. So remember to take what resonates and to leave behind whatever you feel does not from today's reading. So let's find out what messages come through with today's cards. So the first card that we have is the Seven of Swords. So you could be dealing with an air sign with this card. So a Aquarius, Gemini, or even a Libra. Next we have the Seven of Wands, so you could be dealing with a fire sign with that card, so a Sagittarius, Leo, or even an Aries. And finally we have the Magician card. So the Magician card can also show you dealing with a Gemini. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil card. So you could be dealing with a Capricorn with this card. So with the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, this is a card that is showing somebody who is very interested in you. This could be somebody who's really taken by the way that you look, and even just taken by things that have to do with the way that you perhaps show up, and they may find you very appealing, especially on a physical level. So the Devil card can show a lot of lust and a lot of temptation also. So this person may not be in a position right now where they are able to get involved in a very serious relationship, but they seem to have their sights on you, and they really may be very intrigued by you. They may be very interested in knowing how you what you like and how they can impress you and how they can win you over. But with the Seven of Swords card showing up over here, I'm really seeing that this is somebody who might be here for perhaps a good time more than rather a long time, because the Seven of Swords card is a person who is perhaps even a little bit deceitful. So this could be them being deceitful in terms of what they are presenting their intentions to be in this connection. So them looking one way and saying some things that presents a certain idea as opposed to what their actual intentions are. And with that Seven of Swords card, this is a card that shows a person who is up to no good. So not to say that this person is up to no good, but it may be that this person is not at a place where they can embrace a love relationship that is really deep and deeper than just the physical. And this person may present that to you and they may present it in a way that's as if they are ready for something that's deeper, but perhaps even it's unknown to themselves. They may not yet have they may not be aware of this in themselves, but they are not showing up as being in a position where they can handle perhaps a deeper connection and the kind of connection that may go the distance right now. So this person also with the Devil card at the bottom of the deck, this shows that they could even be battling some internal demons of their own, in the sense that perhaps there are some old attachments that they have not completely disconnected from, and that they may still be giving energy to, and it is something that is not allowing them to be able to perhaps embrace that deeper kind of a relationship. But this person just needs time is what I am getting. This is really not the right time for this person right now. They could even be battling with issues as far as unhealthy patterns that they are still unaware of. They may be a little bit behind in their evolution process, and they may still need to learn quite a lot of things when it comes to self and how they can cope in a and show up in a romantic relationship. So this person I'm getting is someone who is still at the beginning stages, and they may want to offer you something. They may find you very physically attractive, and they could be very interested in you, and they want to know everything about you, and they may want to know what makes you tick. It is almost an obsessive kind of a attraction that they have towards you, but it is one that leans towards a more unhealthy level, and that is because through perhaps pursuing you and focusing on you, they are able to neglect focusing on that part of themselves that may need healing at this time. And so this is almost like in the grander scheme of things, it's almost like a distraction from the parts of themselves that they actually need to pay attention to. But this person may present to you as someone who is going to be doing all of the right things, someone who is very interested in you, and they're very they could be very preoccupied with you and wanting to know the depths of your soul, wanting to know everything that makes you tick, and wanting to know so much about you. But what is really driving that obsessive behavior is perhaps that inability to really look at self, and that avoidance when it comes to looking at that part of themselves that may have a bit of a void that they may be filling with substances or vices or even romantic connections outside of themselves. But with the Seven of Wands, this is showing a kind of a connection that would need a lot of work. It would need to be fought for. So this could be that this kind of a connection, it is possible that it is having a bit of a difficult start, and it is one that may take some work and some commitment. And also it is one that you're going to have to fight for. So not necessarily fight other people for, but it may be one where perhaps this other person has some issues that they need to deal with, and that they need to confront. And so those issues can only be kept down for so long before they come back up, and they can be an opposing force towards a connection that you can have with this person. So that Seven of Wands, this shows the kind of connection that can exist here is one that is worth fighting for. But that is after getting over this hurdle that perhaps this person has to deal with, and that is coming out in toxic behaviors in themselves. So the Seven of Wands is definitely showing that there is potential here, but with these other cards, I'm really getting that perhaps there may be some time that is needed to be put into this connection first. And with the Magician card, this is a card that is all about manifestation and being able to make things work and a turnaround in a situation. So just like with the Seven of Wands, there could definitely be something to fight for here. It's possible that the good sides of this person really line up with the best side of and strengths that are in you, and so there could be a possible match. But it's possible that this person may have gone through perhaps too much too soon, or they may still be healing and it may be a bit premature, but there's definitely some kind of potential here. And the Magician card shows an ability to have a bit of a turnaround in a situation for the better, and it's very it's a manifesting kind of energy. So this could be very powerful turnaround that can happen, and that is possible to happen in this connection. So this person I'm seeing, with the Magician card being right next to the Devil card, it means that this person is actually working through that part of themselves, and that this person is aware on some level of a part of themselves that needs some work and some healing. And perhaps from time to time they try to distract themselves from that part of themselves, but they themselves may need to still work on this. And if they don't work on it, they know that it's going to result in them showing up in ways that are not their intention. They seem to have their sights set on you, and their intentions is to make things work. They want to have that life where you're able to have that romantic kind of a scenario and that deep kind of love that is very even showy, and that other people could even look at and say, wow, those people are really happy together, and they may want to give that to you. But it seems to be that this person may be going through too much to be able to be doing that at this moment. And so they may be taking the necessary steps when it comes to perhaps being able to turn that around and being able to work on a healing journey for themselves in order to show up better. Okay, so I'm gonna pull out a card from the Lovers Oracle deck. One card for you, Cancer, and one card for this other person in this connection, and one card for the both of you in this connection and this whole connection as a whole. So first I'm gonna pull out a card for you, Cancer. Okay, so this is the card that came out, and it says that life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you will be surprised where it leads. Okay, so this is your card in this connection, Cancer. So perhaps this may be a message for you to be able to embrace perhaps the place where you find yourself in this connection. It may feel as though perhaps things are slowing down, or it may be that things are in a state that you may not have expected, or it may be that you may have expected more for this connection than what you currently are experiencing. But this is all about being able to go with the flow, and also to not be in resistance to the change of the relationship as it happens. So with the Magician card in this reading, I'm really seeing that there is a lot of possibility for this connection to change, and for this other person to even experience some kind of an epiphany that is going to be leading to a change for the better. So it's possible that perhaps at this time it may look like it is not going to be happening, or you may feel like almost kind of reaching a point where you may be in a state where you are losing hope. But with this card, it is all about that possibility of change always being on the horizon. And I'm really seeing that this person may be very soon able to perhaps clean up their acts, or perhaps come to a place where they themselves are in a stronger position and they show up as a better partner. And if you are not in connection with this person yet, it's possible that this person may be working on themselves, but they are going to be working on themselves so that they can show up as the best version of themselves when you are together. So with the Seven of Wands and this being a connection that's worth fighting for, I'm really seeing that there is some big surprises and some big changes for the better that are on the horizon. As far as perhaps for you, you may be very pleasantly surprised when it comes to this connection. So whether you are in this connection or not in this connection, or intending to perhaps separate from this connection, you never know where it will lead in the end. Ultimately, this is all part of a grander plan. Okay, and then I'm going to pull out a card for this other person in this connection. Okay, so this is the card that came out, and it says transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Okay, so with this card, it is possible that perhaps this relationship and this feeling that this person has is what is able to perhaps bring out that transformative nature in them. And also it is one that is able to help them, it helps deepen them. And it may be one that is very inspiring to them, and it may be the source of inspiration that leads to them perhaps changing their ways, or perhaps really being able to wake up to themselves and to recognize what part of themselves may need healing. And I'm really seeing this connection is a motivating factor for them, and it may be a huge inspiration for their transformation, which the Magician is all about. It is all about being able to transform a situation for the better. So I'm going to pull out a card for this connection. Okay, so the card that came out for the connection is this card over here. So this is the card that says, look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. Okay, so this is the card for the connection. So perhaps this is a connection that really leads to a lot of self-discovery, perhaps for both people. And it is one that can bring about quite a lot of enlightenment, and it can be a source of self-actualization. And I'm really seeing that perhaps this connection is very transformative in nature. So for you and perhaps this other person. And also the connection itself is also one that undergoes a lot of transformation. Okay, so that is all I have for this reading, Cancer. So thank you for joining me in this reading, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you in tomorrow's reading. Bye, Cancer.